listening party.
Is it okay to start now?
You ready, Nace?
It's on
It's
you.
almost 7:00.
It's on you.
Hit play.
There you go.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Yeah.
I would like to welcome you to the Greatest Show on Podcast. I'm your host, Lee,
What else?
a.k.a. Southside Lee.
On IG, what else?
And I'm
Joined by my partner in pod. Yes! Earlington Agustas the Great.
a.k.a.
Your baby mama's baby daddy.
a.k.a.
Your auntie's favorite pool boy.
a.k.a.
Deep Soft. And we are...
3ThePodWay. Chumps.
Your success took a shot at it. What are you gonna do now? How are you gonna kill it? You gonna become unsuccessful?
You goddamn right. Let's give it up for him.
DKA.
Dirty Diana.
DKA.
All top, no bottom.
DKA.
Love to watch me come, but hate to watch me leave.
Yeah.
Let's give it up for him. A wise man once said, you'll see more people at your funeral than your graduation, because they'd rather see you on your back than on your feet. Let that sink in. Let's give it up for him.
Yes.
That was good.
Yeah, using your
That
little
work?
little bag, using
I
your
like
little
that.
Gucci bag.
We don't support good. Are we still?
Oh,
Is that still a
my
thing?
bad? Oh, using your little H&M bag. Yeah, your little H&M bag. You was the coolest monkey in the jungle with that one there. Yeah. Oh, we not supporting them either. God damn. Using your little Target bag. Y'all,
Somebody that wants to sponsor, please slide into our DM.
y'all not gonna
Black-owned
say nothing
businesses
about? Okay.
preferably.
All right.
Let's do this the right way. A word from our sponsors.
Follow 3ThePodWay on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Chumps.
Sounds so beautiful, don't you agree?
Ma'am, you were doing a little gyrating there on the intro. Just be careful. Just be careful. We got some creeps out there, so just trying to say. There you go. Go ahead. We'll get you a turtleneck next time.
Woman.
Yeah. We're gonna get you a turtleneck. Don't worry about that. We'll get you a turtleneck and a ski cap.
All right. Here.
Yeah, cover everything up. Yeah.
Hey, so as customary here,
week thing? Are you gonna ask?
We'll let her finish.
Good.
We'll let her finish.
Oh, her
Go
little,
ahead.
her little photo shoot.
Yeah, we'll let that finish.
All right. Okay.
Shout out to
All
the
right.
shooter. No,
No, we're not.
no.
Hey, we're over here. Hey,
two other people on this show. I guess we probably don't look as good. That's probably what it is.
So let's start. Let's start with you, man. How have you been?
How have I been? I think I'm doing okay, man.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pull a lead today, man. I've been doing good, man. Everything's good.
Anything new?
Yeah, it's a new week. Yeah, that's it. No context, nothing.
No context, no nothing. Okay.
No deep dive, nothing. Yeah,
How have you been?
I am well. Thank you for asking. God is good.
that's like the standard church lady's response. What does that even mean?
Yeah.
What is well? And which God is it? Is it like little baby? Do you believe in little Jesus or like manger Jesus or like 33-year-old Jesus or
Manger, big Jesus.
carpenter Jesus?
Manger, big Jesus.
Big Jesus.
Yes, big Jesus.
I'm gonna start running with that.
Okay.
And I mean, it could have been someone else, so it's cool. Yeah. Nah, we have multicultural viewers.
That is very
Yeah.
well,
Shout
yes.
out is
Allah.
Yeah, Ramadan's
Believing
wrapping
in
up.
light.
Yes.
Yes,
so
absolutely.
shout out to y'all,
A
man.
higher power.
Right. Absolutely. So my week.
Oh, no one was gonna ask, but
I
okay.
figured as much.
Yeah.
So I'll just do it myself.
Lee, how was your week?
Yeah.
Hey,
How's it been, buddy?
It's actually been amazing.
Tell us something good.
Tell us something good. My daughter is currently performing in a cheerleading competition.
Like the joints that be on ESPN where they be throwing the kids up in the air and they running around. on the stage. Word.
Yeah, I think there's 30 some odd teams competing.
Oh, word.
So yeah, so definitely want to congratulate her on making
Congrats,
that
man.
team.
Right.
Go Team Power.
Little win.
Are they or is it like Bring It On? Like is it like the girls from Compton versus like the girls from Beverly
Well, before
Hills?
we even get into that, how do you know about Bring It On?
Well, Gabrielle Union was in that joint.
Continue.
I told Nacy there was a lot of creeps out there.
Right.
Like, the reason I know is because, I watched Bring It On twice.
Okay.
Not for the dialogue.
On mute.
Oh my God.
It wasn't because it was a great movie.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, but to answer your question, yeah, it's very similar to that.
Word. That's what's
Yeah,
up.
it's very similar to that.
I like the polo, man. That's good. That's a good look. We used to wear them in high school back in the day, man.
Is that a name brand?
What's
Yeah,
that?
me and the guys. Mine had a couple guys on the horse though. I don't know. It said associate
dumb. You are really dumb. For real.
team.
Hold
Not a
on,
couple.
hold on, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Hold on, let's break this down. So you had a polo sweatshirt
Yeah.
that had a horse with a jockey,
Yeah, and he had
but
his homegirl on the back.
okay, all right, you clean that up.
Yeah.
All right, yeah,
yeah. So, oh, right. Yeah, I spiced that up. My bad.
you did, yeah. Let's
Wow.
clean, clean that up.
Yeah. Hey, I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah,
Support those people too.
right. As customary here, we do make sure that the
Y'all
shooter
live on the edge,
that
man.
the shooter also gets his shine. And this week, he's toned down a little bit, but yet he's still who he is. I'm sure he'll put his name somewhere in this area, as we have grown accustomed to. So when he came in, I referenced, I called it beard oil, right? And his response to me in a very assertive, passive aggressive way was, "It's beard grease."
Corrected you.
And I was like, my apologies. I was like, I thought Rick Ross had beard oil.
Right.
Right. And he was like, oh, yeah, you right. And then he started.
What do you need beard oil for? Or
That's a
beard
good-
grease?
I mean,
what does he need it for? Is what you're saying?
Because
right.
I mean, I don't have a beard.
Oh,
So
that's right. You don't.
Yeah.
You got a little stash situation here.
Yeah, that's kind of. What is
The
that?
goat? What is this called?
Oh, the goat tea.
Oh, okay.
Because it like.
Got a little
Never
tea
mind.
situation. Okay.
okay.
Got it. And it's some undercarriage. I see some undercarriage there.
Yeah,
It's
you
heavy.
killing it.
It's
Okay.
heavy.
You're
Okay.
hurting the game, man.
All right.
Just for the record, it will be your time at some point. You just don't know when it's going to be your time.
do you
So
mean?
enjoy this. Keep going.
Why are you talking about things like that?
Y'all enjoy this. Go
What are
ahead.
you doing to her?
please
Yeah,
continue.
leave her
Please
alone,
continue.
I
yo.
thought that was a positive.
Right.
No, please continue.
Goatees are not a thing.
I assume they are. I welcome the compliment. Thank you.
I was going to say it was very much a compliment.
Do I
So
not
do you
see-
put goat tea oil on that? Or
No, I do
how's
not. Do I
Or
not
grease.
do I not seem appreciative?
You
for her
just said it was
compliment?
going to be
Hey,
my
listen.
time.
No, it's great. It's great. I appreciate it.
That's violence.
Do you put-
He
do-
woke up and chose violence.
Do you put anything in your
Situation? Clearly not. It's dry and it's natural.
yeah.
I support the Kings.
So do you all have to put the same type of thing in your beard as like,
Your
like
hair?
in your scalp?
I don't have hair. Hence why I wear a hat.
Didn't I say
Yeah,
I
hence why I
wanted
wear
to
a hat.
just-
Yeah, you did say you wanted to be in the
I'm
background.
faded into
We're not
black.
doing that
I'm
today.
fading into black. And
Nah, I actually don't put anything in my hair. I probably should, because that joint's like it's
Yeah.
low key kind of dry.
yes.
But I do. I use luminescence on my beard. It's a natural beard oil.
You ever heard of
beard
that?
butter?
You never heard of that?
It's
So it's not real, right?
Nah, it's real. It's a local.
It's not to
because
your
the shooter
it's not,
don't.
right. It's not
the
to your
shooter
standards.
don't know
right?
about it.
It's not to your standards. Right?
Yeah, it's yeah, it's like a
Okay.
local
Got
a
you,
local
got you.
brand, like a young black college chick, college girl. So I use her stuff. It's
Shout
pretty
out
good.
to
It's dope.
Luminescence.
Yeah.
Okay,
Check 'em
yeah,
out
let's
on
give it up
Instagram.
for that. All right. Speaking of fast food,
Wait.
Okay.
All right. We shouldn't have stopped.
so of all the companies that you could think of, let's say in the fast food industry, right? If I told you that 2 employees were arrested for diverting
Taco
customer
Bell.
payments. Okay, you say Taco Bell.
Bell.
Diverting customer payments to their own personal bank accounts. What fast food restaurant would you say that was?
McDonald's.
Yeah.
You would say McDonald's. Okay. Well, first you said Taco Bell, but you're going with McDonald's.
Yeah.
No, take your
I'm
time.
gonna stick with Taco Bell.
Taco Bell.
Okay, Taco Bell.
What do you say?
I'm gonna say the chick at the drive-through in Wendy's.
Okay, that's very
Specifically.
specific.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, it's drive-through for sure.
Yeah,
It's
but
not
no,
the people at the front.
first one that take your card though.
Ah, okay,
Yes.
okay.
And then they send
okay.
you to the second window.
Yep.
The first person. that
Okay.
take your card.
Agreed.
Yeah.
You got one? Shooter? You got one? A place that you might think?
Nah, where you
You
think?
don't? All right. How about you, sir? You got one? What you think? You don't have one? All right. So if you thought about the last place, I think we all would agree that maybe Chick-fil-A would be the last place that we think that this
Yeah,
type of
'cause-
activity would be
Because
going
those people
on.
are
They're
angels.
God-fearing.
Yeah,
They're God-fearing.
They're
Right.
God-fearing.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly.
And they're not open on Sunday, so there's less time to commit those type of.
And they give free extra napkins. Like, no, they're not doing
it's less
that.
time.
So we have Larry James Black Jr., 37
Wow.
of
You got their
Centerpoint.
name.
And then the former director of hospitality at Chick-fil-A in the 5 Points area,
Oh.
Joshua Daniel Powell of Moody, a former manager at the same location, have been charged with conspiracy to commit wire fraud.
See, but that's corporate though, so that don't count because he's what I didn't even know was the director of what is it? Food management.
Right. Well, no.
That sounds like a made up position. Just like, just say my man's like a
Director
manager
of hospitality.
of hospitality.
Right.
Okay.
Director of hospitality, right?
So he's the guy to make sure you get the free stuff.
Yeah, somebody would have to be in charge of making sure that those I don't know what would you call them? That aesthetic, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that environment remains the way that it is. Somebody would have to be in charge of
Okay,
that.
and that's him.
Right.
But he's stealing.
And that's why they come to your table and they ask you if you want refills on your drinks,
Right.
et cetera, et cetera. Right?
I don't believe that.
Yeah. So how much do you think they were accused of taking?
It was probably an accident, so they probably took like a couple $100. Nothing crazy. He probably put in his account number by accident. That's all it was. It wasn't on purpose.
No, from what I understand, it was actually more like 100,000.
That's it.
That's it.
$100,000.
Think about Chick-fil-A though. That's what a weekend.
light. Yeah,
that's
they
a
coulda-
weekend.
He should have. If you gonna do it, I mean, you ain't.
Well, they just got it and got
They
it.
probably did just start,
Got
and
it and got it.
they probably told on themselves. He probably wrote an anonymous letter because they felt like they were again God fearing, as you said. They probably felt bad and told on themselves.
Or somebody forced them to tell because all of a sudden they've got all this extra stuff
Yeah.
in their home.
Larry, where'd you get that, Larry?
You know, because people like us, we ain't doing the right thing.
I don't understand what you mean, like us.
Can you edit that?
We got her. Yeah, she told on her. So yeah.
In more,
Wait, $100K? That's it?
yeah,
That's not enough, bro.
How
Not to
old
go
were
to
they?
jail.
How
I'm
old
not
were
going
they?
to jail for
37
$100K.
and 40 respectively.
Yeah, they too old to be going to jail for $100K, bro. You need more than that.
Next topic. Next topic.
So, speaking of contributions,
Where?
DC pastor Rudolph Brooks, 45 of Cheltenham, Maryland. We'll explain
This is
one day.
Cheltenham in PA.
Yeah, we'll explain
I'm
one day why
familiar
that's funny. He is actually so for all those that took advantage of PPP loans.
Yeah, I got.
Relax. So
I have to fill
so this
out
is
my
specifically for
application.
those individuals, right? He's being accused, right? It's alleged that he received $1.5 million in PPP loans and spent that on approximately 39 used vehicles,
Wait,
right? And
they must have been classics. What if he bought like a bunch of Corollas?
including a 2017 Mercedes-Benz S-Class,
But why wouldn't you just get the?
2 Infiniti Q50s,
He's so urban, yo.
a 2015
I
Escalade.
really
But
hate
it's like,
y'all.
what's
yo.
the point?
You said you wanted a 15 Escalade, right? Yeah.
A 15 Escalade?
But what is the point?
But he wanted a 15 Escalade on spinners, if I recall, and a 2005 Bentley Continental,
I hate y'all,
1995.
yo.
and a 2018 Tesla Model 3.
But wait,
Okay, that-
Those were some of the vehicles that he bought.
but it's a loan. Like, what's the point? You have to pay this back
Well, nah, he needed.
with
This
interest.
was probably. You said it's a pastor. I was about to say something foul.
No, don't do that.
Say it, Earl. It was probably for all his little side chicks or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Make sure they have transport.
Yeah, he get to and from the congregation.
But why? Explain this to me. Why so many? And then you have to
Yeah,
pay that money
Well,
back?
well, he
Wait,
well, he-
1.5 just on the whips?
Well, one of his companies was a used car business, right?
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right,
So
that
one,
makes sense.
so one of his companies was a used car business.
So
okay.
would he buy the cars
So-
and he was planning on selling them back?
So
No.
he may be able to like kind of circumvent that. He could like, you know,
Yeah, but the thing
Operate
is, but
under the
this
guise
is
of, like, I was buying it for my
this is the
business.
part that's catching people up. You have to show business being conducted prior to and show losses
Yeah.
in order for this to still qualify. So that's where the issue came in. This business was started, I believe, like 2
That-
days before
that morning.
right? 2 days before he actually obtained the vehicles, right? So you have these vehicles. What tipped the authorities off, though, allegedly, was 2 wire transfers of more than $145,000,
see.
right, for real estate purchases in Baltimore. So they're tracking the money, especially if you're doing things in such egregious large sums, right? Obviously, those type of things are going to bring attention.
Should have gave it
So,
to them dudes at Chick-fil-A.
yeah. So this was more so like not even about him. This is just cautionary tale. Just mind your business and just make sure that you dotting your I's and crossing your T's.
That's
when,
great.
especially when it comes to these PPP loans, because it seems like I'm hearing more and more of these stories. So
Because the money is easy to get.
Yeah.
But the government is still, just like you said, still tracking the money.
I feel like that was low key a setup to get y'all arrested.
Who's y'all? The people behind me?
The
The people behind
well, you told on yourself a little early, but your man's people like your man's right there, the pastor boy. So what he just did, he just bought himself
no friends.
2 years of free labor in jail, or either you're gonna have to pay all that bread back plus interest. So I mean, the government just cashed out. That's
Man,
smart.
I'll tell you. So just so we understand the severity of something like this, right? If convicted, Brooks faces a maximum of 20 years in prison.
Yeah, see,
So think about that. You get to live it up for however long this lasts, and then
He
you
didn't
run the
even
risk of a
he
20
didn't
year
even get a
sentence.
year though
I would just
of
love
living
to
it
know
up.
what
Right.
the plan was, right? Like my hope is that this young man wasn't like, oh yeah, I just want to go ball out and own these cars.
No, he ain't a young man. He a grown ass man. You gotta call him what he is.
This gentleman
Yeah.
did not
Adult,
just say
general adult male. Say his name.
no. we're not gonna give
He's somebody's
him
dad.
I guess that I want to know the plan.
Yeah.
Tell
Right.
me you didn't just go out and say I wanted to stack up my driveway.
Yeah, you sound like the feds. Are you trying to do their job because you getting caught up too? She's like, hey, look, I was helping you. I was helping you guys out.
I helped you convict someone else.
We're on the team.
I'm over it.
I see what's next. The person be like, hey, they got us.
My last show.
They got us, y'all.
My last show.
Hey, no, they got us all. Here's his PPP information. Okay.
So
I see what's happening.
So
Let's see this
as
transition.
we referenced in our last show, you are a realtor, right?
Indeed.
So if someone owns a property, they own the property.
Sometimes.
Sometimes. Great answer.
I like that. That was hard.
So Nathan Finkel was listed as the owner of a mansion in Florida
Okay.
that was under contract for roughly $5.6 million.
Oh, that sounds like he getting
Right.
money.
Right. So I'm assuming a nice estate, right?
He did that on the PPP too.
No.
Stop it.
Just asking.
So in the meantime, between time, this isn't his primary residence, right? So he's not using it, right? So clearly it's up for grabs. Anyone can use it, right?
Yeah, it's a squatter rule or something, right?
Something like that, right?
Yeah.
So apparently Courtney Wilson, the groom, and Shanita Jones, the bride,
Urban.
decided
Sorry.
that they were going to host their wedding at this abandoned mansion.
Oh, the Finkel estate.
Yeah, at the Finkel estate.
I got the
The
invitation.
issue is, and it might have even had Finkel on the actual
on the invitation.
on the invitation, Finkel Estate, right? But what happened was they didn't alert Mr. Finkel that they would be doing it.
Oh, so it wasn't like that wasn't the venue.
Huh?
They didn't. Well,
How did they even gain access?
they didn't borrow the.
That's a great question.
Yeah, nah, that's a setup. This sound like.
So
Wait.
So what they did was, this is what the invitation said: welcoming their family to their dream home and estate for a 2-day celebration.
Oh, so they was in the house.
Yeah.
Oh, so that's lit. I like that.
So apparently this gentleman, I don't know when this happened, but apparently he had obviously cameras set up, right? And so he calls 911, right?
Ah, I see.
And Mr. Finkel says, I have people trespassing on my property and they keep harassing me, calling me. They say they're having a wedding here and it's God's message. I don't know what's going on. All I want is for it to stop.
I feel like there's something behind that.
So think about this. All I want is for it to stop. Imagine Mr. Finkel, and let's assume that you know what his ethnicity is, right?
Yeah, Finkel, I know. Finkel.
Over 300
Urbans
of
my people.
Of your people,
yeah,
showing up in droves. 2015 Cadillac Escalades on spinners.
right.
87 DeVilles.
So wait, it sounds like he said they attempted to reach out to him.
Yeah.
And request.
And they said it's God's will.
Oh, that's what you heard. Right. I'll repeat it again.
Yeah, he said it's God's will.
And they keep harassing me, calling me.
So they asked.
Listen. They say they're having a wedding here.
Yeah.
And it's God's message.
Right. I don't see the problem.
You don't?
It sounds like he's a hater.
Like he should have just let him do it.
What state?
This is Florida.
Oh, yeah. Is that what that Chick-fil-A thing was too?
No, the Chick-fil-A thing was in Alabama.
Oh, I figured.
What does that mean?
Your people.
That was a good one.
Hey, it was like a little.
He gave it right to us. He gave
Wade
it right
to LeBron
Yeah.
joint. Yeah, it was one of those.
Yeah, I just assume she won't be on the next. But yeah, so would y'all ever think to do something like that?
Invite family to a random spot.
Maybe. Does it belong to me?
Yeah.
No.
Maybe.
I'd
invite him like to your crib or something. Pull up.
Never.
Oh, bar's open.
The whole game.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just knock on the. They don't even knock. They leave the door open. They leave the door.
Yeah.
No.
I have done that back in undergrad. We threw a cookout at somebody's crib who wasn't at their house. So that's the to the extent.
Were you inside or just outside?
We was outside. We were outside his house, but we played beer pong.
You commandeered the estate,
lit up his grill and everything. Yeah,
and left it like that.
Yeah, I mean you gotta let it smolder out on
at
its
the
own.
age of 20 to like 26. We really can't be responsible for our actions.
Okay, fair enough.
I was like 19, but okay.
Okay.
She said 26. Dude.
I said 20 to 26.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Best years of my life. Yeah, best years of my life. Okay, best years of my life.
So throughout this entire process, I don't think these two acted alone.
Right.
Clearly, there was more people involved, right?
Yeah,
and we're talking about the whole family.
Whoever,
element, right?
whatever family members helped plan that wedding with them.
So it kind of the whole wedding concept got me to thinking about family as a whole, right? And how families are constructed, and how as you get older, and begin to experience different things, how those relationships can change over time, right? I can give you an example,
I'm
right?
listening.
So growing up with my cousins, right? My cousins, because of our ages, we were more like brothers, right? Grew up very close to each other. As we began to get older, for some reason or another, there just became this distance between us, right? And it just the gap never closed. It just kept growing. Right? And there would be times where I would come back to visit and it would be completely different. And initially, the first time, you're just like, well, maybe it's just that whole I've been gone for a little while awkwardness, right? And trying to figure it out. But then you come back a second time and you're like, well, no, this seems to be a thing.
Oh, right.
But you don't know what it is, right? And even in trying to address it, right, you still don't walk away with any answers or anything that makes you comfortable or allows the relationship to kind of, bridge itself back together.
So let me ask, is it just you separating from the group,
Right.
or is multiple people going in multiple different directions?
Man, initially I think it was the latter, right? I think
Okay.
it was multiple people going in different directions.
Okay.
But then once we got past that part, I think it was more so me, right? Just because I just became uncomfortable with the whole thing. Because I think in your head, you want to return back to what it was.
Right.
And if you don't know what disturbed it, or if you didn't do anything to disturb it, or you feel like you didn't do anything to disturb it, you don't understand why it's different.
Right.
And then there's also, and I'm not saying this is my case, but I'll say, but then sometimes family becomes strangers. And we don't account for that, right? Because you just assume that because you grew up with somebody, or y'all share a name, or y'all share a bloodline. Well, this is my family, but family can easily become strangers. They can become people you don't know.
Yeah, I saw some random, on Instagram. I forgot the exact quote, but dude was just saying something along the line like, family are just people that you were given, essentially, right? And then like your friends are people that you choose, and sometimes that those roles reverse, right? Like your friends become your family just because of some of the instances and events that y'all been through, whatever the case is. But
Have either of you been able to maintain?
See, I had a different. Mine was in reverse, right? So very early on, I spent a lot of time with my siblings, and like cousins, but really young, like like 5 or whatever. But then there was a 10-year gap. No fault of our own. We were too young to make those decisions,
Right.
but we just weren't in close proximity, or we just didn't keep in contact with each other. But now, as an adult, I mean, we got chats, we got cousin chats.
Oh, see, that's dope. Yeah.
We come to visit each other, so it's kind of we like catching up on lost time. So it's a little bit of a different perspective. Yeah.
So hearing you say that kind of makes me think like, if I had a choice, would I trade the time we had as adolescents for having better relationships with them as adults? And I think I'd rather have better relationships with them as adults.
Yeah.
Right. Because I think there's more room to have experiences as an adult than obviously when we were kids. Now, don't get me wrong. I mean, we got lifetime memories when it comes to that. Yeah. But as an adult, it would be cool to kind of connect with them at this level and, share, successes and, different things like that with them, and also be a part of theirs as well. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Not have to either hear about them secondhand or, via some type of social media platform.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Because sometimes that's what it turns into. You become almost a spectator to your family's life. I mean, I'm not big on social media. I hear about these things like second and third hand. Oh, did you know your cousin graduated?
Little Ray Ray.
Oh, that's amazing.
You got like a little Ray Ray in your
head.
You got a little Ray Ray in your family?
A little, nah. Oh. No, we don't have any of them. But yeah. Asking for a friend. Yeah, I can understand. So you have I don't want to call it interesting. I mean, you have explain your family dynamic. That's probably the best way to say it.
I have a very strong family. I'm part of a blended family.
What does that mean?
So for me, it means I have a father and a dad.
Oh, okay.
So my father is who helped create me with my mother.
Okay.
And
that was easy.
It's trying to politically correct. It's a family show.
Yikes.
And my dad married my mother after I was born.
Okay.
And that is my dad. That is who I know. That is who I love. That is who my relationship was.
So no step. You don't say step or anything.
Oh no.
Gotcha.
Like that's my dad. But also I've been blessed. He's been with me since I was probably 3 or 4.
Okay.
So
so he really loved you because you was a badass little kid, I bet. Never mind. Go ahead, keep going. Sorry. No. I apologize.
Shout out to Samuel Vinny.
Yeah. Pops.
But I do have I know my father, but we just don't have a father-daughter relationship.
Okay.
I think my family's retired. My father is retired military, so we moved a lot. I'm an only child.
Oh, so do you have a lot of cousins though?
I have a lot of cousins.
Okay.
Not as much on the Jones side, my birth father's side.
I'm hip.
But on my dad's side,
y'all deep.
yeah, super
Okay.
deep. My relationship, I think, with my cousins and family was strained for a little bit because I didn't grow up here. I didn't grow up in Maryland.
Okay.
My entire family just about is in Maryland. But I have tons of cousins where we see each other maybe 3 times a year, and it's like you never miss a beat.
Yeah.
I do feel like I was the family member that went away, so I do always kind of feel like I'm missing something. You know, I wasn't there for all of the different things. You know, I'm used to coming in when it's family occasions, and they're used to just being at Auntie's house on a random Tuesday. So
when you come back, is there that sense of feeling it out? The feeling of, do you have a feeling of being welcome like anytime you show up?
So I think the families are different. Like my Veenies, like my dad's side of the family, it ain't no issue. Like them is my people, and we don't share the same blood. But as Earl was saying, that's just family.
Yeah.
Like if I have an issue, if I have a need, if I have a want, if I have a desire, they're there, and they're just so deep. And the Jones side of the family, for whatever reason, there's some strain there, and I don't know why, and I hate it.
Yeah.
Well, that's interesting, right? Because and not on this particular show, but not this episode. We'll get into when for our families, right? I'll say this: for other ethnic groups, it seems like both sides of the family almost receive equal billing. Right? Like the families are integrated on both sides more so. In our community, it seems like we tend to lean more towards one side when you're growing up.
Yeah, your mom's side, right?
Well, it depends, right? I mean, situational, but there generally is one that you tend to spend more time with or you have a deeper connection with for whatever reason. And I've never quite thought about it long enough to try to ascertain like why that is, but I will say with the people I know, that just seems to be the case. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I think I'm in the same, I'm in that similar boat. Like I just pretty much stuck to my mom's side, but like all my brothers and sisters are much older than me, like at least 10 years. So I pretty much grew up by myself, like as a single child. But I do, is that the term? I don't know.
If it's right to you.
I really wasn't, so I don't know what the term is. I don't identify with those people. Oh, only child. That's what you said. Yeah, an only child. Sorry. Single parent, only child.
But you can't be an only child if you.
But that's what I'm saying. That's why I had the term wrong, because I didn't actually grow up like that.
Not me.
Right.
Okay.
But I do wish I had cousins though.
You wish,
especially
you had cousins.
when I was younger, especially in school,
Right.
like just fights. You know what I mean?
I knew
like,
you were gonna say that.
Those were key. Like I remember vividly, I had a three pack lined up for me. Probably like 4th grade. I'm gonna just say I gave one brother worked him out.
The
right?
first one.
He was in like 3rd grade.
Right.
Worked him out. Right? Trashed him. He got his older brother, who happened to be in like the 5th grade.
Right.
We're gonna call it a tie. Right.
Because you was tired by then. You was tired by
nobody's
then.
gonna be able to verify.
Was this all in one?
2 in the same day.
Okay.
2 in the same day.
Okay.
Yeah. Worked him out, worked the young boy out, trashed him. Me and his older brother, I just say we walked away okay. Right. He could have trashed me, but I'm not gonna give him that.
Right.
But then he got a 6th grade brother. Came from his school, middle school,
Right.
walked down to elementary school,
That's right.
worked me out. I mean, trash me, dragged me.
That's no fair. You were
It was no
exhausted
fair.
by then. That's
Hey, y'all remember?
And I was
Fights in the
worried. I
same day?
knew.
Hey, do
I
y'all-
knew it was
hey.
gonna be trouble. Like I knew he was. Like I knew I was getting my ass whooped, and it was like the clock was. It was like a movie. I knew he was
You
gonna work
remember
me out.
the Wood?
Yeah, one of them joints. Yep. But I mean, like those moments would have been fine. Like, you know, and they ain't even jumped me because they just knew that his older brother was going to trash me.
Right.
But had I had older cousins,
or maybe that was always their strategy, right? For the two younger brothers to go first in order.
Work them out, tire them out, tire them out.
Right. Yeah. That was always the motivation.
Yeah, I mean, I never had that. Those are probably the most, you know, the moments like just growing up, you know, having somebody that, you know, you call family that's really close that you can always lean on and stuff like that. I never had that. So,
question: do people still have family reunions?
My pop side of my family, they do. They dedicated to that.
Is it? I know. When I was growing up, I think because everybody was kind of co-located in the same region, annually, right? We would have
they pretty much do.
They ran the whole shirt scheme and all that.
I got a couple of those.
But I haven't seen that recently, right? And maybe because I'm just not a participant at this point. But do people still? I gave credit to my pop's side, but my mom's side, they do it too. Actually, I just went to one not too long ago. It's just not as often as, you know. As I remember, it felt like it was more frequent as a child. Right. That's what I'm saying. Right.
Yeah. But I mean, you know, you know how it is, right? Like as you grow older, you just said it, right? Like y'all grew apart, right? So imagine you growing apart as a child of your parents, right? I'm sure their relationships have changed as well. Right. So it's just by virtue of that, I don't think people are doing that anymore. Because I mean, we used to do, you know, Thanksgiving and summertime at grandma's and stuff like that, but you know, now grandma's 90s, so, and then, you know, for that, I say that as the excuse, but for the last 20 years it just wasn't happening that, you know, as frequently as it used to. So so then I guess the question is, are we even interested at this point? Like, is our generation even interested in doing those type of things anymore? Or are we so invested in our own backyard and making sure that that's taken care of and addressed, that that's where we dedicate our focus to, right? I feel like an old person when I say this, but because these were the conversations that old people had with us, but you know, like we're not as invested in community anymore, right? So those were things that growing up we took pride in, right? Like I could go to you know, my neighbor's house and they'd watch me or something like that. Now I don't even know half my neighbors' names, you know what I mean? Like I literally knew 40 people on my block. When I was growing up. And granted, I grew up in the city, you know what I mean? So it's like you're literally on top of each other. But I knew 40 people on my block and then another 20 on either block left and right of me. You know what I mean? I mean, you're literally talking about, you're literally down the street and around the corner. Yeah. And your grandmother's getting that call about something you're doing down the street. Right. And you got to face that when you get home because you know. And you know. Yeah. Man, Miss Ethel told on me. Right. But they had that type of connection. Right. Or they would even go as far, depending upon how egregious the infraction was. Yeah. They might walk you down there personally and be like, hey. Or whip your ass on the way. Why they take you to where you going? Right. Because everyone had authorization, if you will, to administer the discipline that was required. Right. Yeah. And it is very interesting, right, that those times don't exist. And it's a loose tie, but I mean, when you think about what's happening with these kids and like, you know, disappearing and different things like that, like I would have never fathomed back in my day that kids would just go missing. Like it would be impossible because too many people would be aware or would see the child or would be involved enough to make sure that, hey, you out here by yourself. Does anyone know that you're down there? Well, I'm gonna make a phone call just to let them know that I have eyes on you right now. And that's just not the case. Like you said, your neighbors, you're talking about the people to your left and your right. You don't even speak to them enough to know, like, they might not even know what your family looks like. Right, exactly. To be even able to ask them, hey, when was the last time you saw? Yep, that's facts. You know, so I don't know where I'm going with that, but. Nah, you're right on point. I mean, I think that makes sense. I mean, it just goes back to your, like, do people even have family reunions anymore, right? Like, because that's all a microcosm of like just everything, right? Like if your home structure is separated, then why would you invest in your neighbors, you know what I mean, or invest in the people down the street from you? So so that's the long way of saying
let's do better about building our communities, right?
Yeah.
Let's try to establish those relationships. Yeah, I mean, Facebook is Facebook is not a community,
but that's part of it too, right? Like, I mean, oftentimes we are invested in other people's lives, right?
Right.
So what that does is it takes away from our family structure, right? Like I can tell you in some instances more about a family on YouTube versus what's going on with people I share the same bloodline with, right?
Right.
And that's part of the problem, right?
Right.
One, either my family not lit enough, or you know what I mean, or
they don't have enough followers.
Yeah, they don't exactly. Right. They don't get enough impressions.
Yeah,
so
your family doesn't create enough content. That's what it is.
So how do you fight that though?
I don't know. That's a good question. We're gonna figure it out.
Yeah.
So I think that was a good conversation.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I mean, you could have did a better job, but I'm proud of you actually. Actually, you know what? Nah.
You know what? No. As a matter of fact,
right.
No.
Nah,
you said what you meant.
You're good, man.
No. You said what you meant. I'm gonna go ahead and close this show out. No, I'm gonna close this out. A word from our sponsor.
Yeah.
Follow 3ThePodWay on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Chumps.
You're so emotional, man.
I love you both. I just wanted to say that. I love you both. Okay?
Any parting shots?
Oh, no parting shots today, man. I'm proud of you, man. Thank you. Appreciate you.
Any parting shots?
I love you both.
All right. Now hold on, Nacy. This is where we gotta close the show out. So I'm gonna say one. He's gonna say two, and then you go. You ready?
Okay.
You excited? This is your moment to shine. All right. The voice will usually take this, but one thing for sure.
Two things for certain.
3 to pop. You.
3ThePodWay.